Maybe you thought Fatal Fury is a bad fighting game because of a couple of super random and stupid guest characters, or DNF Duel because of poor balancing and low development support. Then you have no idea how fighting games used to be, and today we're gonna talk about a game that just came out and is a literal reincarnation of 90s poor products in terms of the fighting game genre, and it is Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact. And we're gonna discuss basically why it is a representation of everything that should cease to exist and never happen again in the fighting game genre.
The netcode is unplayable. The single player features are bare bones as hell. As much as I love Hunter x Hunter, don't buy this.
Oh, good. Nah, you're too practiced, bro. You're too practiced. You're too practiced. I can't. Give me 200 more hours. I'll catch up.
And let's actually start this discussion by talking about one of the most basic features that any modern fighting game should have, and that is rollback netcode. And Hunter x Hunter does have that, but it is one of the worst netcodes of the last 25 years in terms of functionality. Yes, not even, 10, 5 years, no, 25. It's worse than maybe Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, or maybe even worse than Street Fighter 4. And it is a shame because I knew that many people wanted to play a Hunter x Hunter fighting game and they had it here even if it didn't have the best graphics or whatever. People were still, hyped for it if they were a fan of the anime, and it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to play this game because if it has a small audience and it's gonna become like a Discord fighter, you're still gonna have to deal with the awful netcode that the game has, so you're not even gonna be able to enjoy it with a small community. And then you of course are not gonna have a big audience playing this game with how it looks and the bad functionalities and the bad single player. So start dreaming about like grinding rank and getting super high rank in the game is not gonna happen because sadly this game has one of the worst netcodes of all time.
What in the what universe am I in? What universe am I in? Just tell me what universe I'm in. I just need to know where I am, bro. What? Alright, dog, you got it. You got it.
And okay, let's get into a different situation. Let's say, for example, that you tell me I love Hunter x Hunter anyway, and I have a group of friends that also loves the series, so we're actually gonna buy the game, but never deal with the online. We're only gonna play offline at like meetups in my house or my friend's flat, whatever, and that is fine, but you also gotta deal with the awful balance that this game has. Like, this is one of the most junk food fighting games, of the last decade. If you thought DNF Duel was stupid, this game is on a different level. And it is kind of crazy because it is a tag fighting game, so tag fighting games tend to be a little more insane, when it comes to gameplay. But this is a literal next level, dude. Like, every character has like infinite touch of deaths. It's incredibly stupid. You get touched one time on a round and your character is gone. So it is kind of a joke when it comes to the gameplay, at least in terms of balancing. And you can still play the game offline and have fun with your friends if you love the series, but you're probably gonna play 4 or 5 times. People are gonna get good at the fighting game, and you're gonna see that you're only suffering when you play the game. So you gotta take all of this into account if you're still thinking about buying this game, because I would not recommend it even if you're only gonna play offline.
You got insane X Factor level 3 comebacks, touch of death combos galore, and he used a quick gear? Oh no! Mix-ups that are impossible to see. What? But this is only touching the surface. I want to show you guys what truly makes this game the cheapest, most degenerate game, I think, out there.
And it is actually hilarious that this is another 8-in game, because it seems like 8-in when they did Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with Capcom, maybe they thought that what made that game legendary and such an iconic fighting game was the awful junk balancing, because yeah, UMBC 3 is an amazing game, it is legendary in the community, but it is incredibly broken. It is one of the most ridiculously broken fighting games of all time, and maybe 8-in thought that that is what made the game good, but it seems to be everything else, because when you look at UMBC 3, there is a ton of things going on and there's a ton of player expression, but how broken the game is not necessarily one of the main reasons as to why people play the game. It is a part of it only. But all the future 8-in games, DNF, this one, and basically it seems like anything that they release after that game is with the primary idea that being broken is a good thing. So it's kind of weird. It seems like 8-in, is stuck in the past with the idea in their minds that making broken fighting games is what makes people love them and play them. But it's not necessarily that way. And then we move into the last section of the discussion, which makes everything even worse, because one, you want to play the game online, you can. It has awful netcode, so playing online offline is not an option. Even if you have a very small, dedicated, Discord community for the game, it's gonna die very quickly because when you play online, the experience is awful. Then you move into the option of playing offline with friends or maybe tournaments. You still gotta deal with the game having the worst balancing of the last 10-15 years, even worse than UMBC 3 for example. So only if you like that type of fighting games, you're gonna enjoy it. If you like fighting games in general, but maybe you want a more balanced game, you're probably gonna get tired of it relatively quickly. So that is another limitation for the possible enjoyment of the game as an overall product. And then you think, okay, what is the salvation of the game then? Single player? Like you can play maybe some single player mode that is super fun, like World Tour mode from SF6, but on this game, because you love Hunter x Hunter and the anime and the series and the manga? No, because the single player is also awful. It's incredibly bare bones. It's literally like a mix of single player modes that are all the same with a small twist, like instead of playing arcade mode, you play survival mode, and you play an hour trying to fight enemies, then you cannot even save your progress inside that. Yeah, even that is a problem. So in that sense, even the single player features cannot save the game because they are, equally awful to everything else. So it seems like Aiden has forgotten how to make a good fighting game, or maybe they actually never knew how to do it. And it is very sad because a ton of people wanted to play a Hunter x Hunter fighting game, and it seems like if they want to do that, they gotta deal with an awful game.
This was heartbreaking to see, I'm not gonna lie. I knew this game was gonna have a rough time based on its visuals alone, but after learning how to play the game in the demo and enjoying the fighting system for what it is, I was hoping this would remain a cool niche game for a passionate, smaller community. But now that I've seen this, I guess I just don't see the vision. Get it? And see the vision? This might become a Discord game quicker than I imagined. And it's cool that they have all of these offline modes, but they really do boil down to just you playing against the CPU over and over under slightly different conditions.
So it truly seems like Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact is a literal reincarnation, as I said earlier in the video, of everything that should never happen again with fighting games that used to happen in the early 2000s and in the 90s. It is absolutely incredible, and it is very amazing that developers think that they can still make a game like this and earn money with it. Like, it's incredible. The game is literally non-functional. So I do hope that in the future we do not get more games like this, that they, cease to exist, as I said in the title. And I know that a lot of people wanted a Hunter x Hunter, fighting game, as I said earlier, so I'm super sad for them. I hope that in the future we can get another one that is actually good, so that people that love this series can enjoy a super high quality fighting game, like maybe the fans of Dragon Ball did with Dragon Ball FighterZ. So, now we just need to hope that products like this are not going to happen again. And I also want to say thank you to every single YouTuber and content creator, that appear in this video, because I wanted to make this video sort of like a community thing, and I showed clips from many different people from different communities, from super hardcore fighting game content creators like Diaphone, also from more anime side content creators like Globku. I also used some clips and compilations from different streamers and stuff like Dotodoya. So I just want to say thanks to all of them, thanks for trying the game and giving us enough information that basically we should not buy the game. I hope that this video also was helpful for you, so you can save 60 bucks even if you love Hunter x Hunter. Is not worth your money and your time. So let me know in the comments what you think of this situation that is absolutely crazy nowadays for, a genre that has worked so hard to get out of this box of bad quality products for the genre of fighting games. And of course, if you enjoyed the video and you can like and subscribe, it means a ton. And see you on the next video, guys.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I just alt F4'd. Fuck it, don't buy this trash.